Hello, WinCraps fans. I'd like to discuss a style of play I've seen from time to time. Perhaps you've seen it too. It involves pulling your established don't pass and/or don't come bets. There are two characteristics of these bets which, in my opinion, lead some folks to this style of play. First, unlike pass line and come bets, the don't pass and don't come are not contract bets. The casino allows you to remove them from the table at any time, even after a point is established. Second, once established on points, the chances of winning are greater on the outside numbers than they are on the inside numbers. Of course, every number has a 6 out of 36 chance to win with a 7, but something like the 4 only has a 3 out of 36 chance of losing, whereas something like the 6 has a greater 5 in 36 chance of losing. So on average, you'll win 67% of your 4s and only 54% of your 6s. Let's take a look now at the Bet Possibilities screen. This is available in WinCraps Pro 2.6. And what this does is it's going to show the possibilities of the next roll of the dice. It's showing the expected value of the full life of the wager, as I said, just the next roll. So I'm going to choose this first player I have set here, and it's called All the Way. And I'm going to put him on a come out roll. And he's got a $20 bet here. I'm going to make it a $1 bet just so we can figure these as percentages. So for the next roll of the dice, he's on the don't pass. He has a possibility of winning on a 2 or 3, losing on a 7 or 11. His expectation for the very next roll is minus $0.1389, and that equates to 13.89%. Now once he becomes established on a point, he's going to have a positive expectation. So let's roll a 4. Now he has a possibility to lose if he rolls a 4 or win if he rolls a 7. His total expectation now, once he's established on the point, is a positive 0.0833 or 8.33%. Let's compare that to, say, the 6. Let's go back here and we're going to establish a $1 6. And as you can see, the come out roll is the same, minus 13.89%. Once we roll a 6, now he's going to lose on a 6, win on a 7, and that comes to a positive 2.78%. So, positive 8.33% on a 4 versus positive 2.78% on a 6. So obviously, don't players would much rather see their bets become established on 4s or 10s. So much so that they're willing to remove those bets once they become established on 6s or 8s, and sometimes even those on 5s and 9s. For the don't pass, that can be accomplished by just picking up your don't pass bet, but for the don't come bet, it involves calling no action. This tells the dealer to not move your don't come bet to a number, but just leave it on the don't come as if nothing had happened. The casino is more than happy to accommodate this type of play because in fact it increases the house advantage. But how much? If you forgo the positive 2.78% on your don't 6 and 8 bets, what does that cost you overall? Have you ever thought about the consequences of calling no action? Let's run a simulation and check it out. Let me explain the players here. I've set up All the Way. This is a player who's going to bet don't pass, and he's going to accept whatever number rolls as the point. No action 6 and 8, he's also going to bet don't pass, and if the point becomes 6 or 8, he's going to pull his don't pass bet down. No action 5, 6, 8, or 9, he's going to bet don't pass, and if it rolls any inside number, 5, 6, 8, or 9, he's going to pull his bet. He only wants to play the 4 and the 10. Let's take a look at now some auto bet scripts for these players. They're very simple. For All the Way, we're going to say if the come out roll, bet $20 on the don't pass. For no action 6, 8, the come out roll will bet $20 don't pass. If the point becomes 6 or 8, then we're going to remove the don't pass. No action 5, 6, 8, 9. Come out roll $20 don't pass. If the point is 5, 6, 8, or 9, remove the don't pass. That's it. Very simple. If we were to open a couple of bankroll screens now, and we'll set up one for All the Way, and the other one, why don't we set that up for no action 5, 6, 8, 9. Now, we were rolling a bit while I was talking here, so they've already been experiencing a little bit. Let's just continue that. We'll run the hyperdrive here a bit and watch to see what happens. Now, they both started at $3,000 bankroll. You see, obviously they're both going up and down, but let's stop here and just take a look at a moment. So here in the beginning, they both went down. Then they experienced an uptrend. So no action 5, 6, and 8, 9. He won a little bit. But look at what happened over here at all the way. Boy, he really capitalized on it. He went up quite a bit and stayed up longer. So overall, right now, no action 5, 6, 8, 9. His bankroll's down to 23.60. All the way, his bankroll's at 27.62. So he's about $400 better. Okay, we'll stop right here. Once again, you can see a lot of ups and downs, but it looks to me like all the way he just seems to be capitalizing on the upswings a lot better. And no action 5, 6, and 8, 9. He's gone down quite a bit here. It doesn't really look very good. Right now he's sitting at $2,000 versus $27.62. So now there's $762 difference between the two of them. Now we could just continue rolling out and gather some data here. Eventually they're both going to run out of bankroll though, because there is a house advantage. So what we would do then is go in and make multiple sessions out of it. So let's do that. And I'm going to go on all the way, and I've already written a couple lines of code here. I'll just activate it. So we're going to say if the simulated hours are greater than or equal to 2, and if we're on a come out roll, then we're going to start a new session. Now the reason we said come out roll here is because we want to make sure all bets on the table have been resolved. We don't want to leave anything hanging. And all players are bidding don't pass, so we really only need one player here to reset and start new sessions. So if we go back now, start a new game, a new session, clear out all the previous data. Now, we could open the bankroll screen and watch it. Matter of fact, if I do that just for a moment, you're going to see we set for 2 hours, so that's about 240 rolls on this table. So the bankroll screen is going to fill up about halfway, stop, and start over. It's just going to keep running 2-hour games. See, they whip by there pretty quickly. Slow it down just a little bit. Okay, but rather than sit and watch that all day, we could run the hyperdrive without the bankroll screen, gather a little bit more data, and we'll take a look at the sessions log. Now, I'm not going to run it a long time right now, just a little bit to kind of show some numbers. So here we're looking at all the way. We ran, that was just simple 29 sessions right there. Right now he's actually sitting at an average gain of $2 per session. And that is a positive 0.1486%. No action 6 and 8. He's lost $42 per session, quite a big difference. And he's at minus 4.32%. No action 5, 6, 8, 9. He's down $128 per session, minus 19.7%. Wow, that's a whopper. Now, obviously letting your don't pass and don't come bets then establish on any point and all points will, on average, return the most amount of money. You can see that both the 6-8 and the 5-6-8-9 player lost quite a bit. However, to the don't player who just lost a slew of bets on the 6 and 8, the temptation to call no action is very powerful. Could there be a compromise that will allow a player to avoid the numbers he doesn't want without suffering such a high percentage loss? How about letting your don't bets become established on numbers and then making simultaneous place bets on those same numbers, on the numbers that you don't want? With the proper bet amounts, you can guarantee a win. For example, establish a $20 don't pass bet on an 8, and then add an $18 place bet on the 8. No matter what happens, you win. Roll a 7, you win $20 on the don't pass, you lose 18 on the place 8 for a net win of 2. Roll an 8, you win $21 on the place 8, and you lose $20 on the don't pass for a net win of $1. Now, granted, it's not a big giant win, but it's a win in either case. So we would call this action locking the win or sealing the deal. Let's see how that would play out now. Let's add a couple of players here. We're going to add one. We're going to call him Seal the Deal. I'm going to give him a $3,000 bankroll, same as everybody else. And we're going to add a second player. We'll call him Seal the Deal 5, 6, 8, 9. And once again, the same $3,000 bankroll. Now let's go set up some AutoBet scripts. And just for the ease, why don't we take the one from No Action 5689, we'll copy it, Control C, and we'll go paste it on these other two. So seal the deal. We're going to copy in here or paste in. If the come out roll, he wants to bet $20 and don't pass. If the point is any 6 or 8, then instead of removing the don't pass, we want to bet $18 on place point. So we're defining this, we're going to bet on the place number that is defined by the point. So if the point is 6, we'll be betting on place 6. If the point were 8, we would be betting on place 8. So we'll activate that. Now we'll go to seal the deal 5689. On the come out roll, he's going to bet $20 don't pass. If the point is either 5, 6, 8, or 9, instead of removing the don't pass, he's going to bet 15 on place point. Now, why did I say 15? Well, 15 works out very nicely for the 5 and the 9. If you win a 5 or a 9, you're going to win $21 on the place bet and lose 20 on the don't pass for a net win of 1. If you win on the don't bet, you're going to win $20 and lose 15 on the place, so a net win of 5. So again, in either case, you win. Now, when it's going to bet $15 on a place 6 or 8, because I have the auto adjust bet amounts feature activated, it'll actually change those $15 bets into $18 bets. So he'll have the same $18 bet that the no action or the seal the deal player had. So we'll activate that as well. Let's go back to the main screen here now. And actually, before we do that, let's go to the autoplay screen. And let's check. We want to make sure all players here. Right now, we don't want to use any odds, so those are not selected. And now let's start a fresh game, fresh session. Clear out the previous data. Okay, everybody's got their pass line bets down. They're all 20 bucks. And now let's open up a couple of bankroll screens. This time let's check all the way versus seal the deal. And by the way, I have these all set up so that the graph adjustments, well, I thought I had it set up. Let me make sure I do it now. It's just going to be auto shift and not do any scale changes. We want them to have the same scales. Right now we're looking at $50 per line here. We want to be able to compare them a little bit easier. So we're going to do that, and let's get going. So it looks to me like they're doing about the same. Now, of course, we had it set up for those multiple sessions. We could turn that off and watch these things go a little bit further, but it looks to me like they're going pretty much in lockstep, and the amounts won and lost seem to be fairly similar. Right now, all the way is sitting at 3,000. He was up to 3,100 max. Seal the deal is sitting at 2,985, and he was up at max of 3,046. So they're pretty darn close to each other. Same thing on the low points. So obviously you want to run those sessions a long time, set up for multiple sessions, run lots of data, collect that data, and see what kind of averages you get. Now, I'm not going to waste your time doing that here. I've already run these sessions. I ran 10,000 of them. Of course, to really get super accurate data, you'd want to run even more than that, but this will kind of give us an idea. But before we look at that data, which I've put into an Excel spreadsheet, I'd want to tell you that I also went in and did another 10,000 sessions where I reconfigured the table to lay odds. And of course, again, in this case, I went to the autoplay screen, made sure all players were selected, and I clicked on auto lay full odds, and that's all there was to it. So let me open up this Excel spreadsheet now. And now what I ran was 10,000 sessions. And the first block up here is for no odds. The second block is for 3, 4, 5 times odds. You see I've got all the players laid out here. And this kind of, just the first 3 here illustrates what I was talking about. Here's a player who's betting don't pass all the time. And your normal expectation, would be minus 1.4%. Right now, he's sitting at minus 1.52%, slightly worse than expectation, but not too bad. Whereas a player who said no action on the 6 and 8, he's lost minus 5.71%. That's 3.76 times greater loss. Someone who has got the balls, shall we say, to say no 5, 6, 8, or 9 has boosted up to a minus 17.69%. That's 11.64 times greater loss. So you can see just calling no action is not a good idea. Now, the player who wants to seal the deal, instead of calling no action, all he's doing is adding a place bet. What is his outcome? Minus 1.48%. So for this 10,000 sessions, sealing the deal actually performed slightly better than all the way. Now, I wouldn't expect that to play out over millions and billions of rolls, but it's actually holding its own. Looks pretty good. Seal the deal 5, 6, 8, 9, even though that's a little more daring, still not too bad, minus 1.74%. That looks pretty good. Looking at the win rates up here, it looks like 42%, 43, 38 for the everybody's who playing all the numbers. The ones who are not playing all the numbers, no action 6, 8, 32, and no action 5, 6, 8, 9, a pathetic 14%. Wow. Certainly wouldn't want to play that. Now, when you put odds in the formula here, it gets a little bit better. Odds really help you out. Win rate increases, 48%. Looks like for the standard player and the seal the deals. No action 6 and 8 has gone up to 45, not too bad. Even the pathetic 14% has gone up to 36% win rate, not too bad. But now let's look at the advantage. On the all-the-way player, the expectation for 3, 4, 5 times odds is minus 0.274%. He's sitting at minus 0.35, so a little bit worse than expectation right now, but not too bad. No action 6, 8, minus 1.46. In itself is not too bad. It's about the same as a pass line bet. But considering the odds, it's still 4.17 times greater than the all-the-way player. And then once again, no action 5, 6, 8, 9, minus 5.67%. That's horrible compared to the other ones here. It's 16.2 times greater than the all-the-way player. But you can see even it was at minus 17.69%, and just playing the odds has improved it considerably to about the same as a not too unlike a place 4 or 10 bet. Seal the deals now. Again, looking very good, minus 0.41 and minus 0.51. So there you have it. All your don't bets are favored to win once they become established on points. And over the long term, chances are that they will win. But short term, they're not guaranteed to win. Sealing the deal, however, sacrifices some of the winning potential to lock in a guaranteed win. Winning $1 on a bet that had a potential to win 20 may not seem like an avalanche of cash, but let's take a look at those expected values again. I went ahead and wrote down some of these numbers from the bet possibilities screen, which I showed you earlier. And I have to emphasize again that these numbers are taken once a point has been established. So this is not the full life expected value of these bets. It's only the expected value once a point has become established. So here we're looking at the $20 don't player who bets all the points versus a $20 don't player with a 15 to 20, I should have written $15 to $18 place bet. And of course, I didn't show it here, but you could really lock in the win even on the 4s and 10s if you wanted. It probably wouldn't be as bad as you would think. Nevertheless, let's take a look at this. So if you're playing a $20 don't and you establish a 4, you should expect on average to win $1.67. That works out to 8.33%. For a 6 or 8, you should win on average 56 cents. That works out to an average of a positive 2.78%. So what I was talking there about, the possibility of locking in a win at $1 or $2 versus the potential win of 20. Well, the other side of that coin is you also have a potential loss of 20. So when you really figure out the averages here, the average win and loss is not even up to $2. It's 1.67, 1.11, and 56 cents. Whereas the lock-in, the seal the deal, can either win 1 or win 2. So it really is pretty much in line. So let's take a look over here now. We can see that with a 4 or a 10, if you were to put a $15 placement bet on it, you would on average win $1.42. Now, I didn't really show that as I explained, so let's just compare these ones now. For a 5 or a 9, you would expect on average to win 94 cents, and a 6 and 8 on average to win 47 cents. So your profit has gone down a little bit from 56 to 47 cents on a 6 or an 8, but still it's a positive. That's not too bad. So you sacrificed a little bit of the win to guarantee a win. The percentages, 4 and 10, 4.06, so you've cut the expected value in half. 5 or 9 goes from 566 to 269, and the 6 or 8 goes from 278 to 124. Again, they're all about in half. But let's consider this. You've got a $20 place bet, or a $20 don't pass bet out there. You don't really want it to go to a 6 or 8, but rather than pull it, you decide to bet a $18 place bet. Now, that place bet really isn't at risk because you're going to let that don't pass become established. So you put down the place bet, there's no way to lose. If you lose it, you're going to win the don't pass. So you're not a losing situation. So you're adding money that's just going to lock in a win for you. So if you were to consider the effective outcome for against your original bet, your original $20 bet, your effective outcome would be a positive 7.1% on the 4 and 10, positive 4.7 on the 5 and 9, and positive 2.35 on the 6 or 8. So now you can see comparing 8.33 to 7.11, yes, it does cut down a little bit on the percentages, but it's not as bad. It's just a little bit. So sealing the deal seems to be a pretty good alternative to calling no action on your don't bets. Now, I'm not advocating that you play this way, but what I am advocating is that you consider sealing the deal rather than pulling down your established don't bets. So I hope you found that interesting. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.